Hello dear students, once again welcome you all for power system operation and control class. So in the previous class you have seen the hydrothermal scheduling using the scheduling energy method as well as the discrete time interval method. So today we will see the another type of method that is called as short term hydrothermal scheduling using gamma and lambda iterations. So in this method little bit different from the previous method where the constraints are little bit going to change. So anyhow, the first part is the minimizing the ft. So we know uh, our main intention is what? Minimize the cost of the thermal plant or fuel cost of the thermal plant when water availability is there, when idle plants are working. So this is what the our main intention, minimizing the fuel cost of the thermal plant in a combination of hydrothermal plant. Okay, so the same thing, minimizing the ft, which is summation of h raised to k into f of pgtk. So you know these things. Okay, this is the main objective function we need to minimize, such that here constant is given is q naught k hk is equal to q total. Here the main intention is what, we need to take a constant that summation of q naught k hk is equal to q total, where q total is the total volume of the water available for the discharge. Means you know hk is the interval in the different nomenclature you have seen in the previous class. Okay, hk is the number of hours in the kth interval, like that. For different things we are knowing. N means the total number of time intervals, t max means total time intervals, like that you are knowing. Tt means total number of intervals when the thermal plant is on, like that you are knowing. Fine. So this is what the first thing, that q naught k hk is must be equal to q total, where q total is the total volume of the water available for the discharge. And same power balance equation, pdk plus p loss minus pgtk minus pgk equal to 0, means the demand and loss must be is supplied by the thermal and hydel generations. You can take it as pgt plus pgh minus pd minus pl, that is equal to 0 also. Same, both are same equations, because that is the power balance equation. And again here summation of hk is equal to t max, that is what the hours in the kth interval total summation must be equal to t max, total number of intervals. Okay, fine. Now we assume a constant head operation, that the total discharge q naught k depends upon the pghk, that we know. Total discharge q naught is depending upon how much we are generating using the idle plant. So the Lagrangian function is given by Lagrangian function is equal to, we know, first we need to write the objective function plus lambda k for the first constant, that is the power balance equation, plus another one gamma we are used with this summation of hk qk of pg hk minus q total. So this is what the next constant we are taken, the one we are mentioned here. No, q total is equal to summation of q naught k hk. Same constant is taken here with the gamma. Now we need to find the coordination equations, that is derivating the Lagrangian function with respect to pgt and with respect to pgh. So once we derivating with respect to pgt, means the first term is, we are knowing f of pgt is the function of pgt, so it is df pgt by dpgt. hk is constant which is multiplied to fpgt, so hk is multiplied to the same derivation, plus into lambda k. Here the thing is what, p loss is p loss as well as pgt only get derived, remaining things are constant, that will become 0. So delta k dou p loss by dou pgt plus here it is minus dou pgt by dou pgt, so that is become 1 into lambda k. So minus 1 into lambda k, that is minus lambda, you take it taken it into RHS side, that will become plus lambda k. So this is what the first coordination equation. Second one is same, the same Lagrangian function is derived using the pgh. So here first objective function will become 0, and the second term only p loss and pgh terms are there. So and the third one here gamma into hk into the dq naught of pgk by dpgh. Okay, fine. Thus in second term only P loss and PGH will be there. Anyhow, the PGH is become 1 and P loss is dou P loss by dou PGH minus 1 into lambda k is minus lambda k. If you take that one into RHS, right, that is equal to lambda k. So two coordination equations we got here. So that can be written as the equations 5.46 and 5.47. You can see this clearly. Both are same as lambda k. Now gamma and lambda iterative algorithm for the short term hydrothermal scheduling. First is what? D by dPgt of f of Pgt is the general cost function of the thermal power plant, where the f of Pgt is given by At plus Bt Pgt plus Ct Pgt square. So this is a quadratic equation. So you can derive it with respect to Pgt. We will get Bt plus 2 Ct Pgt. Same thing for the discharge Q naught is taken with the PGH. You can write the Q naught is equal to AH plus BH into PGH for the below some limit, and Q naught K is equal to AH plus BH PGH plus CH PGH PHG square is equal for the generation about the some limit. So this is what the quadratic equations can be given like here. Means here you can see this clearly. It is not starting from the zero, some limit will be there, that is in this graph you can see in it clearly. So the graph is Q naught versus PGH. You can see how PGH increases, the discharge Q naught increases. You can see in the input output characteristics of the hydel plant in the figure 5.4 here. Fine. Now same if you derive this one, you will get BH is equal to D by dPgH of the Q naught K PGK, and BH plus 2CH PGH is D by dPgH of the Q naught PGH K. So using the equations 5.50 and 5.51. Okay. So and the loss is given by, we know P loss is equal to, using B coefficients here, BTT and BHH, that is hydel and thermal. BTH is for the in between between two plants. So anyhow we are knowing dou P loss by dou PGH is the derivation of the same equation P loss. Okay. So and these things are we are knowing. Next is the algorithm, how to go with the algorithm or how to deal with this method. The first thing is we need to choose the two tolerances. One is for the power mismatch, the first tolerance. Second one is for the water discharge. Two tolerance limits we need to know. Second, select one initial value for the lambda and gamma initially. If it is sometimes it is 0 or some arbitrary values you need to choose. Set k for 1 for the first interval. Then using the different equations, we need to calculate the PGT. We know the equations in the previous equations you have seen PGT, how to calculate using the coordination equations and all. We will need to find the value of PGT. Once the PGT is calculated, next step is to calculate the PGH. That's also we are having the different equations. Okay, using equations we need to find out the PGH. Once PGT and PGH is known, we need to find the power mismatch, that is the delta PK. We know the power balance equation we are knowing, PD plus P loss minus PGT minus PGH. We need to check the delta P. If the delta PK is greater than the tolerance limit what we are assumed, then we need to go for lambda 1 is equal to lambda 1 plus the delta lambda. So same iterative methods you are knowing now. In your every iterative method we need to update the values. So delta K need to be added by the delta K. So choose a positive value of the delta if the power mismatch is greater than 0. If power mismatch is less than 0, means negative, we need to go for the step 4 once again and check for the tolerance limit. What tolerance we are choosing? No, if the power mismatch tolerance is greater than the delta P, we need to calculate the Q naught. Okay, if K is equal to N, means that it is the last interval. So we need to go check. If it is not, means in every step we need to check whether it is a last interval. If it is not, we need to go for K is equal to K plus 1, means for the next interval we need to go. Then once we calculated the Q naught, we need to check the delta Q, that is the what is the difference between the water discharge, and check it for the tolerance of the water discharge. the second tolerance what we are choosing. Okay, means q total is the total available value of the discharge. If the delta q is lesser than the tolerance limit, you can stop it. If it is the delta q is greater than the second tolerance limit, then we need to update the gamma plus gamma delta gamma. So delta gamma is positive if the delta q is positive. If it is negative when the delta q is negative, then we need to go for the step 4 once again. We'll continue the loop iteration for till delta p and delta q need to be converged. The main intention is what? Power mismatch and water discharge to be known. The same tolerance limit we are set in the initially. So you can see the flow chart for the gamma and lambda iterations. This is one of the important flow chart, many times asked in the examination. Set for the initial values like lambda, gamma, pgt and pgh and tolerance limits. Set k is equal to 1. Solve for pgt and pgh. Find the power mismatch. If the power mismatch is less than the tolerance limit, if it is yes, find the q naught. If it is no, we need to apply upgrade the lambda value. If q naught is fine, you need to check whether it is last interval. If it is not, then you update the k is equal to k plus 1 and second go back to the pgt and pgh calculation. If k is set to n, means k is reached to last interval, find the delta q. Once delta q is found, you need to check the tolerance limit of the delta q, that is the second interval you should check. If it is lesser than the and delta q is lesser than the second interval, we need to stop. Otherwise we need to update the gamma values by gamma plus delta gamma. So this is what the algorithms flow chart. Once you can read this one, and many times this is asked in the examinations. Okay, so this is what your gamma lambda iterative algorithm for short term hydrothermal scheduling. And the example 5.5 you once you go through as a assignment. Okay, if you find any difficulties, you can call me. Thank you.